Hey, I'm Arthur Perkins. This is APGamingREAL. Welcome to Warhammer 40K Wrath&Glory Dark Inquisitions. This is episode 13. We return to you at the start of the darkest time. I believe, is it today? That's daylight savings? Is that correct?
Yes. It's night. Yeah. Midnight.
Tomorrow? Sunday? Sunday? Alright, it's tomorrow. My bad. It's tomorrow we save daylight. Just a reminder, it is the policy of all Americans to never fall back in any conflict. In our fight against the sun, do not fall back no matter what happens.
Attack, attack, attack. I think I speak for everybody here when I say, fuck daylight savings time.
It
doesn't even affect me that much. Fuck it anyway.
It is an unusual practice. Sheik, thanks for the raid.
First through, look, man, obviously just everybody remembers that one time where it's like, you know, you're in school, middle school, high school, whatever, and then it just really fucks you over. It's no, fuck DST. We don't need it. We don't need it.
You're in a mood today, Tomek. Let's start with your introductions.
I'm always in a mood.
No, you're not normally this, I would say, frisky, talkative.
I just bottle most of it up in an unhealthy manner. Hey, Talk Spoon. I went and saw Sabaton in Hammerfall this weekend. That was cool. Buddy of mine got thrown out of the venue for being drunk. And then we realized we had his phone. So he slept on the concrete outside the concert because he had no way to tell us he got thrown out.
Well,
and he knew the bouncers. He knew all the people that worked there too. So it was doubly funny because the people that he's good friends with were the ones who had to throw him out. Came back from that Monday after being sick, almost having to go to the ER in Cleveland. Managed to take enough meds to survive and get home, only to crash for about 20 hours and then have to go to the ER on Wednesday, which is why we had no New Game Plus. So that was fun. So I've just been hanging out this week, doing not a whole lot, really.
I don't take it all on you, you know.
I mean, it was
really a group effort to cancel that show. Let me tell you something.
How dare Sputnik be getting married? The gall, the nerve, that son of a bitch.
That old so-and-so.
How dare he getting married in 12 days? Crazy. But yeah, it's pretty much been my week. It's just been dealing with that, just having to sleep off a bunch of meds. I mean, the concert was great. I could see, I mean, the Sabaton concert was real good. Hammerfall was actually, I would arguably say the Hammerfall just had more energy to it than even Sabaton did. So, but they were both really good. And I got some merch and yeah, just metalheads, even though pretty much everybody at the venue was drinking, metalheads continue to impress normies with how civilized they are, I guess. No fights broke out or anything, even though most people have been pre-gaming like 2 hours for the concert. We started drinking at noon. I landed in Cleveland. We went straight from airport to our hotel, which is a block from this bar that we were going to hang out at for a while because we were meeting up with some people from our World of Warcraft guild. And we started drinking at noon, and we didn't stop drinking until we really got back to the apartment at like midnight, and no fights broke out between us or any other people at the concert. So it's pretty good.
Okay.
It's been my week. It's been my experience.
Sid Alpha, it's been a while since I checked in with you, although I gotta tell you, what's it called? Bader-Meinhof syndrome? Is that? Yep, it's called Bader-Meinhof syndrome. Bader-Meinhof complex. It's where you learn an interesting piece of information about something, perhaps a name of a group or something, then you realize you see it everywhere. Let me tell you something, Sid. Like 2 or 3 days ago, I saw a Sid Alpha video on Reddit, and I was like, well, I didn't know it was a Sid Alpha video. They were like, look, here's an in-depth report on, on Activision's CEO, and I was like, okay. Then the video starts, and I'm like, this logo looks awfully familiar. And then it's fucking Sid Alpha logo, right? Now, for like the past 24 hours, everywhere I go on Reddit, people are posting Sid Alpha videos. I'm like, what the shit? My whole fucking YouTube recommended playlist is Sid Alpha videos now. Wow.
I'm actually okay with that because the recent news about how YouTube handles their algorithms. Friend of my Mellow Online, he took some screenshots. He was looking through some of my videos and took some screenshots before YouTube fixed the bug, and showed that YouTube is actually partly throttling me.
Yeah, I saw that.
So yeah,
I haven't heard about
I've been
this.
ranked teen. I've been rated teen, which is partially advertiser unfriendly, and so I don't show up in recommendeds as often, and I don't get I get decreased ad revenue on top of it.
I don't know, Sid.
So that's fun.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sid. I have irrefutable evidence that the universe is coming to an end because I've been getting notifications when you post videos. So, repent. Yeah. The end is nigh.
What's weird is I'm one of those people that watches lots of YouTube but never subscribes to anything. But I do watch all of Sid's videos, and they do pop up every time there's a new video. It pops up first thing on my recommended watching thing, despite not being a subscriber.
That's because you watch them.
Wow. I'm a Sid Alpha subscriber, and I basically never see any of them pop up. Now I watch one video, and I can't get rid of them.
I've never I never had.
And what's weird is I watch him from time to time. It's not like I never watch Sid Alpha, but this one video set off an avalanche.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
That wasn't even a good video. It really wasn't.
I mean, there wasn't a lot of evidence to back it up, but certainly there was,
there's really nothing there. It's like, this guy knows this guy. Here's the stuff that shows.
I mean, the problem is who guy number one is.
Yeah.
So
I like to wait like 2 or 3 days. That way you can spend 10 minutes watching the video and half an hour reading the comments for fun.
James, we have differing definitions of the word fun.
All right, Sid.
Yeah. So
how long has it been? Like 2.5 weeks? Jesus.
Two.
No. Just think, if we didn't have tonight's episode, I might not have seen you for another 2 or 3 weeks. Holy shit.
Yeah. Last weekend, I was also out and about. I went down to Houston, Keymont specifically, to meet up with Top Hats and Champagne and Rags for a little meetup, a fan meetup down there. That was interesting, to say the least. Everybody was really cool, really nice, interesting people to talk with. There was one dude, I swear, this guy, he was probably the happiest person I have ever seen on the face of the planet. And for some reason, I just really enjoyed that. And that guy was kind of, perked me up just having him around. But we made the horrible mistake of going to a couple of sports bars on the weekend when the Astros were playing in the World Series, and Houston and the Astros. And so because of that, people were shouting so damn loud, it actually caused physical pain in my right ear that did not go away for several days after I got back. It was bad.
Very well.
I've never a beautiful area.
Experienced this.
It really is. Very interesting in the boardwalk area down there. My hotel room overlooked the plaza, and they would have live music down there. I heard some live music playing, so I was like, what the hell is going on? I go and look out the window. There's just this band down there playing, and the dude singing was wearing a Batman costume for no reason.
There was a guy at the metal concert dressed as Braveheart, and I mean, he went like kilt and everything. He went to full Monty. It was like, I appreciate his dedication. So
Braveheart. Do you mean William Wallace?
Yeah,
the son of Scotland. Okay.
You could always tell where he was in the venue because for like the entire 4 hours, no matter where he went, you would just hear everybody yelling freedom at him at the top of their lungs. You could always just tell where he was because you could just hear it, also, like anywhere in the venue. It was pretty funny.
I mean, I would have assumed it would be because he could shoot balls of fire from his eyes and bolts of lightning from his arse.
I mean, I'd be surprised.
I would be surprised if I saw someone doing either of those things. Yeah.
A little bit.
If it would happen in anywhere, it'd happen at a metal concert, a Swedish metal concert, I'm sure.
You got anything else, Sid Alpha?
Oh, bunch of gaming news and stuff to go through. Blizzard. Blizzard and their apology.
Yeah, it seems
Crazy Bass just mentioned BlizzCon on chat.
Yeah, yeah.
Arthur has something.
No, I knocked
Oh.
over my glasses by accident. I have nothing to add about Blizzard. I've made my stance extremely clear. I would love to play these games, but Blizzard can fuck off. These look like great games, mostly.
Although,
I mean,
I do have to
Shadowlands
say,
trailer, I
you know,
wasn't really that into, but
hands off to them. They're finally completing Overwatch. They're finally
wow,
making it a whole game.
Sid, yeah, you listen, Mr. PVE right here.
Hey, I always said that, you know, with all their cutscenes and stuff, the basic concept for the lore behind Overwatch was very interesting. And I thought it would be fantastic to be able to explore that in, you know, a story mode campaign, but they just never did it because, hey, money. And now they're finally doing it for some reason. So that's interesting to me.
Well,
I
the reason
probably
is
still won't
probably
buy it, but it's still interesting to me.
the reason's probably obvious at this point, but we'll just not get into that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to check out the comments on the Diablo 4 gameplay trailer as well. My favorite one is, which model handset is this being played on?
Look, I gotta tell you,
I saw the Rick. Oh, different one, but the Rick and Morty advertisement for Death Stranding.
Yeah,
man, that was bad.
I feel like the audience could have heckled Blizzard better about that phone thing. Right?
I haven't watched or really seen anything with BlizzCon except for the apology.
So, well, I'll skip past that. They were doing what platforms can you play Overwatch 2 on, right? And they were like, you can play it on PC, you can play it on Switch, etc., etc. And it was just one guy going very quickly, but I have a phone. I really feel like there could have been a really solid, if like a group of people had participated, or just something slightly more clever than that. It wasn't even loud enough to get picked up on the cameras.
That's a shame.
I mean, that's a solid opportunity wasted.
Oh yeah, that's golden meme opportunity right there being handed to you on a silver platter and you just ignore it? What? Come on, internet, do better.
Very sad.
I don't know. Other than that, I've been checking out a couple of video games and trying to keep up on stuffs. And apparently I'm not in the UK right now, which is good.
I see that. You appear to be in your familiar location.
Could be a green screen. You don't know.
Could be like Jumper. He jumped his whole house to the UK.
Guess. You played that Outer Worlds yet?
No.
Ooh,
actually.
wow. I mean, that was a face.
I haven't had time. I'm actually I've been doing one of the big things about YouTube and everything, and I've been feeling like I haven't been feeling the drive with like, you know, discussing industry news and stuff as much lately. So I'm trying to expend a little bit of energy getting back into taking a look at indie games and indie devs and all that stuff.
Man, I'll tell you what, I felt like that for several months now. Yesterday, I don't know. Just feel like now I have a plan. During my vacation, I'm going to look at upping the professionalism level of my stream. I'm no longer just, you know, this isn't just, or at least I don't want it to just be something I did on the weekends, right? Skulls and Shackles, Skype calls. I think it's time to take a look.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know. I mean,
Go back to doing Skype calls?
Listen, guys, here's the thing. There's those really rare moments where Pondo makes a joke, and I'm like fucking shook, okay? What it takes to get Pondo to break out of his shell. Shocking. Shocking. I don't think I can recover from this. Yeah, thanks, audience. Yes, I studied on the word professionalism. You got me. Sid, if you aren't playing Outer Worlds, what game are you playing?
I've actually been taking a peek at a couple of different games.
This is a new
one of
game,
them was,
Minecraft, just came out.
yeah, this brand new game I just heard of. It's called Minecraft. It's great.
I think this can
Traditional
be
pixel art, and it's definitely a sandbox video game. It's.
I feel like it
worthy
could
of its
blow up.
name.
Yeah.
I feel like it could go somewhere if only they fix the bugs.
A small indie studio, Microsoft.
Yep.
Never heard of them.
Needs multiplayer.
Needs multiplayer. I hear
Need
they're working on
multiplayer
that.
You don't need to pay for it usually.
Used to be back in the day. Ran servers on your computer. Get a shitty
Well,
laptop.
It's complicated to run a server.
Oh,
You can
that's
still
true.
do that. It's just easier if you want to pay for it.
Actually, one game that I started checking out recently is it hasn't been released yet. I was thankfully enough able to get a preview build of it. Alder's Blood.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah,
You get that from Hanley?
yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually been I think the tutorial segments do need a little bit of tweaking, and I was able to offer up a couple of thoughts there for him to consider. Other than that, I've actually been really enjoying the game so far.
So is this the Victorian XCOM Cthulhu game, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, good, because I'm taking a look at it tomorrow myself.
Yeah, I've been digging it.
I want to look at it.
I've not heard of this game, but those three words you just said, Victorian, Cthulhu, XCOM, they all appeal to me.
Yeah.
It has a Steam store page, but it's not available yet.
Well, you can go watch
months.
that professional Sid Alpha review that I'm sure he's working on. Or you can watch.
I actually am working on that.
Yes,
yeah.
We're literally. I was like, "What video games are you
I thought
playing?"
you were being sarcastic.
No, I
'cause
wasn't being
it's been so
sarcastic. I
damn
know that you work. I asked you if you were working on it. Okay, so or you can watch my shitty review, which will involve an hour of me going fuck, goddamn, fuck, with no editing. You have to pick between those two. Choose wisely.
I don't know. I think I'd rather watch the video of someone going fuck.
Damn it, shit. No, how'd you miss?
Oh, yeah, of course. That's the most XCOM thing you could possibly say. 99% chance!
It's 100%. How did you miss?
All right, 99%. There's no way I can miss. Oh.
All right. Cardinal, I don't know what's got you energized today, but let's hop over to you.
What do you mean energize him?
I don't know. I feel like, I feel some energy
He's
here.
drunk. That's why.
I've been talking
Pondo
less
isn't.
tonight.
There's
usually.
no way Pondo is
No,
drunk.
there's no possible way.
Yeah, I was considering chugging some like cough syrup.
I was
earlier.
gonna say, were you looking at a bottle of orange juice? He's like, man, I gotta tell you, just too much sugar really just makes me super loopy.
I haven't drank in a while, to be perfectly honest. But no, typically I think I'm more quiet tonight than I usually am. I just had like one zinger and that's about it.
That'll go well for the talkie character.
Yeah. It's fine. I've really done much in the past couple weeks because I haven't had any of my shows, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, tell me about that.
Yeah. My mother came to visit earlier this week.
Ooh, okay. That's serious.
It was a good visit. Got caught in a car after her old one blow up, finally.
Nice.
Yeah.
How long until this one blows up?
I don't say that.
Depends how much Pondo touches it, I guess.
Yeah, I know. Like, the story of how it got caught on fire makes me really suspicious.
Yeah. And I've been working on figuring out how to sell my truck to save up some money, to have money to have.
Okay.
Because paying almost $500 a month just for a payment and then another $300 for the insurance, not fun.
Nope.
How old are you? Okay, well, rather than ask how old you are, I'm going to say when you hit 26. Payments
When I
should
hit 26, it'd probably be better, but at the
Oh
moment,
yeah, it'll drop substantially. White male hits 26. So
26 is 25.
26. 25 is
26.
25 is for rental cars.
it's 16 to 25 is the fucking uninsurable range.
Yeah. Well, I know my insurance like dropped a ton when I turned 25.
26 for me, and it was fantastic.
well, initially my insurance was like 240, and then for some reason they
A month?
shafted me. Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
that was the best deal I could get.
I pay less than $100, and I pay on the 6 month.
It's a majority of it is because my
Paid
truck is
upfront.
so new,
Okay.
worth about 30,000 at the moment. Then they shafted me and started charging me $319 a month, and then they eventually dropped that down to $300.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Dude, that is fucking unreal.
Yeah. I was
Start hunting around for a different insurance.
Yeah,
company.
for
Yeah, I was about to
real.
say,
You need
that's ridiculous.
I was not happy with it, as you could obviously
you're,
tell.
You're getting screwed.
Yeah.
I know,
so,
I am.
Okay.
That's so I'm just going to sell the truck and
you
something
need
else
to
out.
sell the insurance company.
I like
Start there before you sell the truck.
I need to sell the truck because
I mean, sell the truck and get rid of the insurance company.
You're talking
too.
about how new your truck is. I got a buddy who's got a was this like a 75 C10, you know? So it's like, it's a 75 C10. But literally the only thing that's original on that is the body and the frame. It's got like LS3, you know, it's probably got, I don't know, 40 grand worth of parts on it. But as far as the insurance is concerned, it's a 75 C10 square body. So
Yeah,
insurance is cheap as shit.
my truck's a 2017, so it's pretty new.
Yeah.
It's the thing.
Yeah.
It's new, so they want to get money out of it.
I'd really like a first gen Tacoma, because like Toyota, they lost money on every single one of those they sold. So even now, you know, like 98, 2000 first gen Tacomas are still worth like 15, 20 grand, even with stupid mileage on them, because they're just bulletproof. So like, yeah, good luck with that. But yeah. So what do you drive? 2017 what?
2017 Chevy Silverado.
Yeah, you're gonna be pressed just because there's so many Silverados out there.
Yeah.
Unless you've got like every option on it. It's just, yeah.
It pretty much has it even has like a thing for if you're pulling a camper.
Yeah, it's just saturation, market saturation. It's going to be a problem. Because I think just within my dad drives a Silverado, my sister's boyfriend drives a Silverado, my grandmother drives a Silverado, my grandfather that's just people I know in my close family, like, let alone there's just so many of them.
The thing about this one is that it only has about almost 28,000 miles on it. Which,
I mean, I guess you're in what, Nebraska?
Nebraska.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess there's it's same thing in the South. There's probably a bigger demand for it.
That's a lot of driving.
Huh?
That's a lot of driving.
Yeah.
Considerable.
I've had my car for a year and it's got almost 20,000 on it.
That's a lot of driving.
I've been driving it a lot.
That's normal.
I've drove it practically cross country to where I am.
I do that in a year, thereabouts.
Yeah.
Of course, I have a 1 hour drive just to get to work. So
I've only put 4,000 miles on it since when I got it. So,
I mean, I drive less than 10,000 miles a year now.
My mileage has picked up now since I've been doing deliveries for work that are sometimes 100 miles away.
Yeah, delivery drop. Let me tell you. Yeah, that'll put miles in. It'll fuck your car up real bad too. 50,000 deliveries with Domino's. That car was a fucking wreck by the end of it.
Yeah.
As well join Uber.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't even a thing back then. Now everybody's Uber or Lyft now. All right, Pondo, you got anything else? Got anything spicy for me? Got any spicy memes?
No.
We got that thing Monday, right? You, me, Cotton, Lexi Tales, Poke Your Eyes Out Games, and his wife playing a 5e tutorial game for him on his wedding anniversary.
Wait, what?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting timing.
Yeah, it's his wedding anniversary. So we were supposed to play this week, but we got delayed. And he was like, well, I don't know if I'll be able to play next week. It's my wedding anniversary. And his wife was like, no, it's okay. You could play. And then he was like, well, my wife could play too. And I was like, yes. And he was like, oh, I was joking. And I was like, nah, I don't care.
So
now
5e tutorial.
Yeah.
So he's a big, from what AP said, he was
3.5
mainly
player.
3.5. So he's
Oh,
switching to
dude,
5e.
why does he need a tutorial? It's like, hey, half that stuff you know, yeah, just get rid of it.
That's probably why he needs to figure out what he gets rid of.
He just wants to play the game before he runs it. I understand that.
And it's not a hard system to learn at all.
The hardest part for him is going to be the amount of stuff that's not in. It's just
It's gonna be every time Dave goes, I won initiative because I have a higher dexterity modifier.
No, I did the same thing. Like, because I played.
Pondo does the same thing too. I'm like, look in the book. That's not a thing.
It's not a thing.
It says GM discretion. It's right there in big letters.
Well,
that's typically how I used to do it.
Yeah, I know. That's a Pathfinder thing.
Yeah.
I would usually do it player characters first, then order it by dexterity.
Look, I'm okay with player characters first, but like significant boss, I feel should be going before the players to represent what level of threat it is. You know, you get a 14 and they get a 14 and they're just like some dude with a sword.
If you would classify
the boss goes first.
If you would classify it as a character, then yeah, it needs to whatever. But if it's just like faceless minion number 6, it's like, okay, who cares?
I don't want to hear it, Sid. This is a system where the players always go first. It's like fucking playing a Fantasy Flight game. So, Pondo, I just wanted to reiterate that you and I were playing a game on my channel Monday night at 8, a 5e, a tutorial to teach apparently 3 people, because Lexi's only ever played with Brad the Brobarian.
Yes.
Okay. Understood. I just want to get that out there for anybody that was interested in watching that.
I need to remember what I'm playing, actually. Actually, no, I do remember.
You're playing Aldmonto, a something else.
Alfonso.
You're teaching someone how to play it? All right. Wild Magic Sorcerer. Go.
No. Be like, you know what's a great class to play?
Wheel of Wild Magic.
To be honest, I was considering that.
Dude,
so
I was like, what's a good BS class to play?
I was like, PHB only, and immediately Lexi's like, I'm gonna be an Asmar, and I was like, whatever, okay.
Well, the thing was,
that didn't last that long.
There's still like a variant Asmar still available if you do player handbook only. It's because of the Dungeon Master Guide.
Oh, Dungeon Master Guide, you son of a bitch. Betraying me at every step.
So that's where she got the Azamar thing. Because I was wondering that about too. I was like, that's Volo's guide. And I was like, looked at things. Oh, it's right there.
That's where we're at now. So, got anything else, Pondo?
Oh, no. No, that's about it.
James, you said you were making a tank during the intros. How's that coming?
I said I wasn't making a tank. I was saying that they've announced. So Warhammer Community put up some new miniatures earlier today regarding the Sisters of Battle, and I was just calling attention to the fact that I think that the new Immolator looks like a piece of shit that I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole.
Here's the thing: is like that thing is now twice the height that it was. So it's like, I guess play Sisters of Battle if you want to get wrecked from all the other side of the board now, because you're going to have line of sight on you from across the planet.
I mean, by extension, though, it's also an advantage in 8th edition where it can shoot from any part of the model too, so it can actually fire those flamers from that tip of that stupid.
Yeah, but they're flamers, and 2, it's a rhino, so it's going to get picked off. You know, like it's got the flamers have got 16, 24-inch range at max, because they're heavy flamers.
12-inch.
I actually like it, guys.
Last cannons are 48 inches. Like, just
You
I
know,
mean-
it's got flames coming out of it on the sides, a
That's
fleur de
not how
lis. It's
that's
got
not how exhaust works.
the mark of the
If you got-
Inquisition.
If you
I
got
don't
flames
even
going
think
to
it
your
was supposed to
exhaust,
be
you're not very fuel.
exhaust. I thought it was just something that's just like, let's put some fucking torches to this.
Yeah,
side
I
of
thought it
see what
was
that
just put
does.
some torches. Look,
On a
Just needs
normal
a
rhino,
Space
that's where
Marine
the
on
exhaust
top of it
sits.
playing a saxophone. That's what it needs.
look, please do not come at me with this is how physics works in anything, because I've already had this discussion repeatedly in BattleTech.
It's
Yep.
very common. Let me shoot my machine gun that can only go
Exactly.
90 meters.
Long
Alright,
range
here's some
missiles that
long-range
travel
missiles that
1
go-
mile.
A nuclear
I like-
explosion that only affects like the immediate area.
I like the fact that the Exorcist model for Sister Battle was a missile launcher made into a giant pipe organ. I could handle that level of gauche, and even the new Exorcist looks great. I didn't like the fact the Forgeable model was more like a whirlwind with just conventional rocket launchers, but I just think the stained glass window in place of the old maniple is ridiculous.
No, it
Here's the
reminds
thing-
me of Bastion's original build in Overwatch.
Here's
where-
the thing, too, James. I just noticed they've gone to the Demos, the old Demos pattern, the round doors.
Yeah, no, it's like a cross between a Demos and a
Man.
Mars pattern.
I don't know what any of that. Fantastic. Got anything else going on, James?
Oh, I got plenty going on. Yeah, I mean, in fierce juxtaposition to Atomic, I'm never in a mood. But I've been in Melbourne this week. I have been playing Outer Worlds. I've played through the new Call of Duty. I bought for some reason WWE 2K20. I haven't played one of those games in
Poor
about 10
bastard.
years.
Why?
I thought I'll just give this one. A try. It's been 10 years, and that's like 90
People are
bucks,
saying
and
it's
I'm
actually the
never getting back.
worst one in decades.
Yeah. So that was I don't know what madness took me, but I paid for that one now with my money.
That's a
Heard
huge
it.
mistake, friend.
So you
It's
haven't
gonna be-
played
it's
one
gonna
in
be a
10
yuck.
years, so I'm guessing you noticed the decrease in graphics.
That's it.
So we've
I
we've
decided-
returned to Assassin's Creed Unity almost.
I decided to start a new 40K army this week with the release of the Salamanders and Imperial Fists books. I bought the Salamanders book first because my Horus Heresy army is Salamanders, and I was planning to do like an all Primaris list because my Ultramarines list is primarily Old Marines. And then I looked at the fact that the Salamanders' cool rules have very little impact on Primaris because not much in Primaris has
It's
flame
what I-
bolter weapons.
It's what I heard is there's a lot of like firstborn Marine, like it kind of cements a lot of that stuff, or at least
Yeah.
makes it keeps them pretty valuable.
So people have said that Imperial Fists aren't that good, so I thought I'm going to try Imperial Fists and see if I can make them good. So
I've kind of annoyed somebody because I went to the hobby store I go to. They had a series of like a couple months ago. They had 4 break-ins in a span of like a month and a half. So they said fuck that and they moved to a different location. They just had their grand reopening. So I was like, I'll go down there. So of course I come out of there with like $100 worth of like paint, airbrush stuff, and then I bought the set of eliminators, and then I bought a Tor Garridan because I'm going to convert it to I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to convert it to Iron Warriors just for giggles. I think I posted that picture, or if I'm going to convert it to probably Iron Hands and make it a captain of some sort. But I go Imperial Fist fanboy. He's really mad that I'm not going to play Imperial Fist. I'm like, it's my model. Fuck you. It's like, do what I want with
It's
it.
my money and I want it now.
Yeah,
yeah, I got my tax back, so I went and bought an OLED TV and $1,200 worth of Marines to pay as Imperial Fists.
Fantastic. I gotta say, listen, I fucking love Outer Worlds. It's really reinvigorated my
it's
drive to
very good.
play video games that has been dying in the wake of being 1 inch on the last mission of Golden Deer. And you know what? I'm saving it for vacation. But there's one thing that pisses me off a whole lot about Outer Worlds, and that's every situation is here's one side, here's another side. Try to make them be friends, but the only way for them to both be friends is like one extremely specific storyline that you won't know about until after you finish the whole game. And I'm like, oh, so if I was fucking lunatic, I could have got all these factions to be friends. Instead, I have to murder hundreds of people everywhere I go. Okay, that's fine.
You're not supposed to murder hundreds of people. Wait.
Well, listen, I leave a trail of bodies in my wake everywhere.
I love something. Rhetorical. It's like, what if I just killed everybody? It's like, I guess you could do that, but
Yeah.
you do that, don't tell me about it. It's like, yeah.
Well, my son likes to watch me play computer games, and
Ooh.
I obviously said no to watching Call of Duty because Call of Duty was pretty extreme this version. But I thought I played a bit of Outer Worlds, and it was like, okay, there's no blood, you know.
What?
It's not that I've really encountered.
People's
so far.
bodies
Yeah.
explode.
Oh, that's right, that's true. Yeah, but it's not that gory as such. I thought, okay, I'll let him watch that, you know. So he started watching it, and then about 10 minutes later, I finished off the Vickers in the first town's mission. He starts going, "Fuck this and fuck that." I'm like, okay, you're done.
Yeah. There's some there's some pretty spicy stuff in that game. I would not.
I've been very surprised. Like I knew very little about it other than Obsidian was doing it or whatever. It was like I was very surprised like how much I actually enjoyed it going into it. So
The other game I'll recommend too, if you like XCOM style games and it's quite cheap, is John Wick Hex. I've been playing some John Wick Hex.
Interesting.
I've heard that was actually really good too.
It's like $10 on the what's the store that everyone hates?
Origin?
Epic Game Store.
Oh, Epic Game Store.
Yeah. So the other store everyone hates. Sorry. Yeah.
That's
good.
why I've.
I mean,
heard
it's
it was
nice to have
good.
competition
I haven't
for.
played it.
Look, I'll tell you what. I thought maybe I'll get this Jedi Last Order game. It surely would be on the Microsoft store since it's a Microsoft game being made for the Xbox, and they didn't have it. And I was like, "Fuck, am I gonna have to download Origin just to get this goddamn game?" And then it popped
Steam,
up
but
on
it still
Steam.
requires Origin.
Really? Fucking son of a
Still
bitch!
requires Origin.
I
Ubisoft's
bought it
been-
on Steam as a pre-order because I was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna have to get Origin now." That's right. Fuck
It
you, EA.
requires Origin.
God damn it.
Ubisoft's been doing that the whole time.
I
They
just
never
released a
stop.
video talking about that today.
Yeah.
So
Which like I mean they shit on everybody when they left years ago. It's like they're coming back. It's like at the same time, it's like I get okay, they're doing whatever, but it's like Ubisoft's been doing that for years, so I don't know why they're necessarily getting I mean they give them shit for the fact that they left and then had to come crawling back. But I don't think they should get shit for still forcing. I mean, yes, shit sucks, but it's like Ubisoft's been doing it for years. So it's like I don't know why that specific part of it is, you know, getting a bunch of hate for it.
All right.
It's like that meme.
well,
where
it's
the person's
because
saying,
EA. Any opportunity to dub
Wow.
down EA.
There's a meme where the person's seeing Netflix for the first time and going, "This streaming stuff's pretty cool." And he takes his pirate hat off, and then it's got like 10 years later, and it's got Netflix, Prime, every other exclusive service, and he's like, "Okay, hat's coming back on again."
Disney Plus.
Oh.
Yeah.
I finally, within the span of like a day and a half, I just watched all 8 episodes of The Boys, and I was like, I can get behind this because I'm just a really fucked up person.
I still haven't watched that yet.
I'm not going to.
Watch it. Stop playing now. Go and watch it.
Okay.
Don't tell
Bye.
him that now. Jay, do you have anything? Got anything else to say, Jay? Oh, he closed his camera. All right. I thought he actually dropped out of the call for a second.
I was tempted to.
More to say, have you, Master Qui-Gon James?
No, I'm good. Let's play.
Very well. Not as short as our last set of intros, but shorter than normal. Certainly, it's no BattleTech. Friends, if I recall, when last we met, you had gathered around the Imperial training base on the far side of the planet. You were attempting to track Talrond aspects. You have had him escape you time after time. Now, you were getting army reinforcements at the local base, discussing with the brigade commander how to improve your force. But before you could get to that meeting, you received word that Talrond aspects had been captured by the Tempestus team you had sent to find him in the city. The pic that you got showed a man who was definitely not Talrond aspects, but you are on the way to interrogate this person nonetheless. Did I miss anything? I feel like that's pretty solid. Oh yeah, detective friend got killed, but you do have his cybernetic foot. Yes.
No, it was never his foot. It is the chapter's foot.
Was attached to his body for
That does not make it his.
consequential amount of time.
It was loaned to him temporarily.
See, I've had this same argument with Arthur about a wolfhound. So,
Yeah.
The wolfhound belongs to the fucking unit. No, wait, no, it belongs to Hal. It's Hal's wolfhound. And now you're like, hey, what's it gonna take to get Hal in another mech? And I'm like, no, that wolfhound's free real estate. He slept in that wolfhound, okay? So you know it's his. Friends, I believe you all have your 2 Wrath. Allow me to deal you each a campaign card. If any of you get one that you'd like to share, please feel free to share it. Some of them are more interesting than others. Some of them are quite bland.
Mine's pretty bland.
No, yours is actually pretty awesome.
Make a brief statement about teamwork, unity, and brotherhood. Play to add 2 icons to another player's test. Add 1 glory.
Yeah. You know what that's called, man? That's called fucking friendship is magic, bitch.
This is grim. This is what?
do you believe in magic?
Brotherhood is heresy. No. I'll come up with a better one.
So my card is play after a successful test by an opponent. That test fails.
Fuck you.
Hey,
James has just been dealt. James has just been dealt the counterspell card.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily say the gym has to be the opponent.
Yes, I know, but
Now's my session for player killing.
Turns on all of us.
this is where you as a player turn against the other players, but your character remains part of the team because
This is where James is going to make me get my level of corruption finally.
Well, it's a good thing for me then. If James is turning on the team, I have Eldari Lament. Play this card when you're required to make a defiance check, or you're reduced to 0 wounds by a single attack. Regain 1d3 wounds and regain all shock. Add 1 glory.
Wow. Some are better than others.
You can try to kill me.
Faith, honor, and vigilance. Play to steal your soul with absolute confidence in the power of whichever being you consider revered or divine. Speak a short, inspiring statement to your allies. You recover 1d3 plus 2 shock, and all other protagonists in the scene recover 1d3 shock.
Well,
Okay.
for that character, a short, empowering statement would be go.
Do it.
No, I'm not playing a commissar.
For the Emperor. Friends, you find yourself stepping out of your standard issue military Uber. There is, what do they call it? Valkyrie? There's a Valkyrie nearby, and on the back loading ramp is seated the man who is calling himself Talrond Aspects, surrounded by 4 troopers of the Tempestus Scions. They salute when they see Antipho, and they straighten up when they see Kalrak, and they look on with pride when they see Lycus Santoro, hero of the Imperium, and they almost shoot Eshairr as soon as they see her. You can tell that psycho indoctrination that they put on all members of the Tempestus Command kicks in there, and they instinctively go to shoot her against orders, but then the obey orders commands kick in, and they're just like, kill.
Well, I thought Eshairr runs with like a hood up and stuff.
Yes,
like,
but Tempestus specifically trained to kill Xenos.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
And identify them.
I'm just picturing a bunch of Tempesters alternating between saluting and going for their gun.
They are frozen in, let's call it, Wrath Rage?
it's like an animation. It's like where they're going from no weapon to weapon, no weapon. It's like just like scroll wheeling, like a weapon wheel, and they don't know. They just don't know what to do.
It's just once before it kicks into the fact that they aren't supposed
Tempestus.exe has stopped working.
One of the Tempesters steps forward and says, Mr. Santoro,
Yes.
we have the prisoner here.
He's still alive?
He is, as you requested.
Excellent.
We have applied apothecary procedures to several of his wounds. He will retain use and function of all of his limbs.
Excellent.
We've also identified him. His name is Fel Fizdern. 5 years ago, he was in training to be a Tempester, and walked off the base one day. His unit actually had several people who did similar. Several Sisters of Battle in training also walked away from that unit. It's since been disbanded.
Because there was not a commissar on the scene to shoot the man before he could leave. It's fine. Excellent work. Thank you very much. Now, if you excuse me, I have a prisoner to talk to.
Of course. So he steps aside. But he hands Antipho the Fel Fizdern life file. Fresh out of a Imperial inkjet printer with those... not inkjet, but with the runner things along the side.
The dot matrix?
Yeah, the dot matrix. They haven't been pulled off yet.
That's Dark Age technology right there. You must.
That's standard issue on this planet.
And we are in the Dark Age, so it's yeah.
Yeah, all these computers are like those monochrome green screen dumb terminals.
Yeah. Like playing a Fallout game.
Yeah.
Lycus, you step up to the man. He greets you and says, hello, I'm Talrand Aspects.
I punch him.
Oof. He goes, you would dare strike a holy man?
I punch him again.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't recall you being granted permission to speak.
I am the superior officer at this scene. I am a
pointed
drill
at his
abbot candidate, and I will not... Sorry, did you say you punched him again?
No, I pull out my gun and I put it into his head.
Oh, okay. All
I
right.
suggest be quiet and
It's
stop
like
lying
as
to
I'm
me.
still reading.
So at this point, you've punched him enough that there's a cut on his face now that's bleeding. But he stares at the gun and seems to make a rational choice to arguing at this point.
I put the gun away and I keep reading through the file.
We know who you are. We definitely do know that you're not Talrand Aspects.
I am Talrand Aspects.
What was his name again?
Fel Fizdern.
Says here that your name is Fel Fizdern and you're from...
Oh, he's from this planet.
I was thinking like what district?
Oh, yeah, he's
Make Arthur jump here.
No, he's from this base.
Appears you walked off this base in disgrace. You coward.
I've visited several. He starts looking confused. Imperial military facilities. I train.
Shut up.
Drill abbot.
Sir, this man is Fel Fizdern. I hand him the papers, and he's a coward.
Yes, I understand. Fizdern, we can make this really easy for us. Tell us where Talrand Aspects is, and you maybe get to live.
As Lycus finishes saying that, I'll just pull out my chainsword and just look up and down its length. His flesh appears to be weak. Perhaps I can excise it from him.
Acolyte, can I speak to you aside for one moment?
Yes.
Step aside.
Yeah, this is a step.
Yeah. There are psychic techniques that allow a different personality to be imprinted upon a weak-minded individual. Before we start excising limbs, we should probably verify that he doesn't honestly believe he is who he says he is.
He's got spares.
It's good to know. Thank you.
You have a foot you could offer him.
I think I gave that foot back to the apothecary.
No, I think we still have it.
Still have it?
We haven't got back to the apothecary.
No, you.
That's not within my. It's not within my purview to.
No, but I'm sure one of these days we'll get a campaign card that'll allow you to just produce the foot at some point.
Improvised weapon.
Pull out the foot and
I
do
know.
something
I mean,
with it.
considering Iron Hand cybernetics are like really like function over form, you could definitely use it for self-defense.
What's the plan here, friends? He's looking confused, upset. I assume you still... Oh, no, you put your gun away. Yeah, I mean, he's acting in every way what you would expect someone accused of the darkest heresy, while still being... You know, this would be like if you went up to the Inquisitor and were like, you're a fucking heretic, right? Like, he is 1 inch away from attempting to kill all of you, except for the fact that you have a ton of guns and are standing around him.
Do we
Maybe
have
we
a
should start
file
by
on-
taking him off the landing bay and restrain him somewhere.
Maybe see if someone can re-straighten his brain, maybe? I'm not sure we can
Well,
do it.
let's just secure him first. Can we get a room for this?
We
I
have a
mean-
Talrak. Not Talrak. Shoot.
Kalrak.
Kalrak, yeah.
Listen,
That one.
you guys are the Inquisition. If you want to just bust into somebody's room and be like, get out!
Preferably
Government
a
business.
commissar's office.
I just imagine we're kicking in the break room door. You ain't got to go home. You got to get the fuck out of here.
Well, you guys are right outside of his hab facility, right? Like, you're near a huge super complex of apartments, including this guy's.
Why don't we take him to
I
his
thought
room?
he was transported
Yeah.
back to the base that we were at.
No, you were transported out to meet him.
Oh, okay. I thought, yeah. Sure, we can take him to his apartment.
Okay? You like haul him, you know, perp walk him out there.
I'm just gonna drag him across the ground by his collar.
I'll motion one of the Tempesters over and ask them if they have any bindings.
I mean, they've already secured him with bindings.
Okay.
Right now, I just
They're
grab
not.
him. I'll just wherever we need to go, I will relocate him with.
Yeah,
All
all right.
based.
You relocate him in a extremely painful and pride-damaging way.
Can
Good.
we search his room before we take him in there, just to make sure he hasn't got concealed weapons or
Mhm.
anything else that might
Yeah.
cause himself or us harm?
Absolutely. Who's going in?
I'll go.
in.
You guys can start. I mean, I can. I'm sure I can. I'll just hold
Like,
him
sir,
outside.
you should probably wait out here. We don't know if the place has a, you know. there
I
could
mean,
be
the
a
door is gone. The windows are blown out. Just, you know, like you're walking down the hallway and you're just seeing obvious signs of gunfire and violence. Right outside the door, you look in. The place clearly had a Tempester squad roll in and just fucking destroy everything.
It's probably okay. We should double check anyways, though.
So who's going in and who's staying outside?
I mean, Lycus just walks in.
I think I'm the only one staying outside with the
Okay.
I'll go in.
prisoner.
Sir, stay behind me.
All right. Can I get awareness from everyone going in?
Oh shit. Is there?
What
a
did you
rat
think
die
was
on
going to
this?
happen?
I mean, you're
Is there
searching a
rat die on
room.
this?
3 is the number you're looking for here.
I'll go in two with them. Leave Kalrak with the victim.
Very well. Victim. Well, that's an interesting.
Well, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I
6.
succeeded, but I got a 1 on the rat die.
Ooh,
I also got a 1 on the rat die.
I succeeded with a 6 on the Wrath die, but I need it to actually make this the base 3 success.
I see. All right. Well, you're saying that if I don't take complications here, I can take a wrath or I can take a ruin.
Yeah, for every time someone rolls a 1, you don't force a complication. It's a ruin.
I'm just gonna build my ruin up. This is gonna be a ruin episode for me. First time, I'm gonna just trickle that all down all over the place. Yeah. So in lieu of that, you have a success, and you could even upshift if you wanted to for glory or something like that. Whatever your pleasure is, like a Santoro, you get the minimal amount. Antipho and Eshairr.
Since I don't know what the
Correct.
awareness roll is, I'll just go with an extra glory.
Very well. That's like 4 glory. How about 1?
I mean, I'll take 4 if you're giving it out.
No, I'm not. And it went right through the floor.
Oh,
Okay.
the floor doesn't exist. Oh,
It
no,
does
no.
now. I'm gonna make that floor. Stop it. I invented the floor, okay? I fucking invented it. Don't touch it.
I was born in the floor.
I made it work, and you made it unwork.
Yeah.
There is almost nothing in here. This room is rather unusual to you guys. As you sweep in, you see basically like a sleeping futon, which is not standard Imperial at all. Like all of the standard Imperial furniture has been removed. There's years of dust accumulation at the corners of the walls, like along the floorboard, where non-standard cleaning practices has been applied. The walls are covered with, you know, not like blood or anything, but, you know, like if someone was to eat a really juicy tomato sandwich or fry cook something and a little grease got on the wall and then didn't clean it up for like years and years, the walls kind of look like that. Non-standard sanitation everywhere, minimal furniture, basically completely empty except for all of the shell casings all over the floor. Windows been blown out. The unusual thing is that there are, and when you look in the closet, there's a set of bindings and the equipment that you would require in order to perform so a quick Imperial hypno indoctrination.
Do I know of a way to indoctrinate someone?
I mean, you don't even know how to do it in the first place.
There's not
Bullets
really a.
work.
It's the equivalent of reprogramming something. Like, it's not. They would kind of like overwrite whatever they. need
Yeah,
it for.
and this
Like,
is not common. I mean,
For
this is
example,
the kind
like-
of things priest would carry. People
So-
who train Tempestus,
like-
Space Marines.
Yeah, like Kalrak was like that's how they, instead of taking 10 years teaching someone how to fly, it's kind of like, it's more like the Matrix. I know Kung Fu. It's like, oh, you get now I know how to use this thing of weapons and I can, use all these vehicles, whatever. It's like Space Marines.
Flash learning.
Pretty much. But you could also use it to overwrite somebody's like personality. It's kind of like a mind wipe, but with just the same kind of thing.
Yeah, it's much faster to impart than it is to remove.
Yeah.
And in all likelihood, this guy is simply here to vex and delay us. So if we are looking to break down his psyche either through psychochemical means or through actual psionic means, then perhaps that's best left to an adjunct while we pursue other leads.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate to listen. I think that Pando's been preparing for weeks for some torture. I don't want to like take that away from you guys.
There's no point if we can't get anything out
Just
of
some
the guy,
light
'cause
torture.
It's be a waste of time at this point.
There's no harm in trying.
Maybe it's unindoctrinate him. Maybe after that. But at this
Kalrak,
point,
where did you get those bolt cutters from?
So what's the plan? Of course, Kalrak, you're outside with the target, Bel Fizdern, aka Talrand Aspects.
Oh, look, I just found some bolt cutters.
What is with this bolt cutters?
Torture. He doesn't need all his fingers.
We're not playing GTA 5 here, guys. Calm down.
Oh, look, I said bolt cutters, not car battery. All right. We'll get there.
Well, it was car battery, gasoline, and pair of pliers.
Yeah, when that list of torture things from the Inquisition said sensory and physical deprivation, it didn't mean putting him in a tank to, so they couldn't see. It meant removing sensory or physical organs.
Oh man, the Inquisition's got stuff even worse than that. I read one of the Death Watch books. It's like they've got some crazy shit. That
Well, we need an excruciator, which is basically a device that you can plug into somebody and actually make them feel all sorts of pain without actually physically harming them.
Yeah, I mean,
Magic pain
Calidus
glove.
has outrightly said that he has that thing.
Yeah, pink glove.
I'm pretty sure you guys saw him using it at one point. I mean,
There's-
he actually did use it on Lycus. So
That's it only inflicts crippling emotional pain.
The Inquisition's they've got a thing. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's a worm that essentially they put it in their nose. It burrows up to the brain, and when it hits the brain, like they go crazy. But it has the equivalent of like a truth serum. They'll just speak whatever information is kind of asked them, and they can get X amount before it kills the person. And it's like,
well, unfortunately, you guys don't have access to any of those fun things. You've got one quick mobile hypno indoctrination kit, some chains and bindings, and a, ill-kept room, kitchen, studio apartment. What do you want to do?
So the hypno indoctrination
none of us are trained in this thing.
Applies some form of mental template. Yeah.
You're not sure what's loaded in it right now. It could upload training. It could be used to replace memories. I mean, you've been subjected to it at some point, so
could we check and see what sort of information has been loaded onto it?
Absolutely. I mean, you are an expert at this device. As I mentioned, it's been used on you to reinforce your loyalty to the Imperium, make you unquestioningly loyal to orders. When you look, the loaded kit appears to be some sort of customized heretic. This cartridge is of a non-standard size. Some horrifying, either wicked engine seer or perhaps some more powerful dark mechanicus has devised this sort of. It almost looks like it's alive, like it's like a weird pulse. It's someone has like plugged an organism into the slot where you would put what you wanted to have happen.
Dear God, they're using a 5 1/4 inch floppy. Heresy.
It doesn't have the notch. It doesn't have the notch. Yeah, exactly. Like this thing that you're holding. It's a weird combination of technology and flesh.
This is consistent with what we saw before.
Yep.
take
Is
things
the whole
notes.
thing corrupted or just the cartridge?
I mean, the cartridge is definitely heretic. You're
whole
not
thing
sure if you plug heretic into standard Imperial machine spirit if it causes problems.
It would cause some problems. Maybe not the. It would cause some other problems.
You with your engine suit training and being in Iron Hands would know this, but you're not in the room right now. Lycus is not at that same level of training.
Yeah. For now, we're going to take it with us. Maybe destroy the cartridge. If we can even take the cartridge out at this point.
Are you gonna like press the Nintendo the NES
The eject button?
Yeah. Pull it out?
We'll attempt to.
You
Yeah.
just blow into the slot to make it work.
It slides out, but it leaves a kind of sticky trail of something in the device. It's like mucusy. Oh, and it's like really thin and film-like too. Ugh.
Can we burn the cartridge?
Do you have a device that allows you to burn things?
I don't think so. I think
Oh, there's a
the closest thing
working
we have
kitchen
is-
here if you want to just fucking set it on fire.
Yeah, fuck it. Set the whole
We
place
might
on
need
fire.
the
actually.
information on it.
Set the whole place on fire. There's thousands of workers in this hab.
Yeah, it's like it's a residential block.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah, the administrator might have a problem.
I don't think what information on it would be useful. I think information on it is what was used to corrupt our friend here.
Indeed, knowing precisely how he was corrupted could be of value.
I don't know if any of us should try to look into what is on there in fear of us getting corrupted ourselves.
Well, not us personally.
I'm going to step out and ask Kalrak a question. I'll be right back. So I go back to see Kalrak. Kalrak, are there names or are there members of your tech cult that turn to the heretical gods in mass, or is this only a loose thing?
We speak of the Dark Mechanicum.
So when you say the word Dark Mechanicum, your prisoner begins shaking on the floor. Imagine a cocoon that's about to burst open. This continues for like 10 or 15 seconds. I don't know if you guys want to hop in here and do anything. But he's straining against his bindings, perhaps involuntarily, when you mentioned Dark Mechanicum.
So
I'll draw weapons.
is he
Okay.
like a seizure, or is he just like
Yeah,
is he trying to break?
No,
Yeah,
it's
so it's like,
definitely
okay.
involuntary.
I'll slap him. Not like I'll intentionally pulling it, so I'm not, so I don't snap his neck.
Okay.
It's like,
It does nothing.
okay.
And now Eshairr is like drawn a rifle and pointed it at this guy. He stops, and then his face goes
Pistol and sword.
His face goes slack, and he says, "Lycus Santoro." Voice is completely changed. I knew it would be you. Our fates have been intertwined ever since you protected me from those cultists. I want to remind you, Lycus is not here for this conversation.
Yeah,
this is happening in the hall outside.
Yeah, I'll call Lycus' name. Yep.
So, Lycus,
what I'll do is, instead of call Lycus, I'm just gonna drag this guy into that room at the same point. I'm gonna get him out of the hallway.
His monologue continues as you drag him out. I've been leaving presents for you, for we are in the same business. Around you are evidence of the true threats that lie to us. Cornate cultists and other alien threats, and yet you ignore them at every turn to face me. We could be allies. I have power and resources, Lycus, but still you chase me, and at every step I show you the true path. There is a location nearby, Lycus Santoro. In 3 days' time, there will be a festival of fists. It is there that the cult recruits its members. I have not the time or the resources to intercept this particular ceremony, but should it happen, darkness will fall on this planet once more. And truly, I would not wish for the wrong god to rule over us. I will leave this situation in your hands, Lycus Santoro. And then as this guy is talking, like when he finishes, he just kind of goes slack, his jaw opens, he starts foaming at the mouth.
I don't help.
I just drop, like,
natural.
just make sure, like, if I was in any way holding it, I'll just let it drop and just obvious disgust.
Start a fire. Burn this corpse and perhaps this heretic with it.
Is it a corpse yet?
I mean,
It's about to be.
there's active foam coming from the mouth. What do we talk about starting a fire here? Are we just talking like you put a little oil in the pan and you maybe like throw it on the wall and wait for it to catch? I want to remind you, this is a hab complex of thousands of people.
Yeah, we're not burning down an entire hab complex. That would be problematic.
I'll be heading with my chainsword.
I mean, we could start a dumpster fire and throw them in that.
That's what I was planning on.
Can you make an awareness check real quick? Eshairr.
Just me? Yep.
Yep, just you. You're the one with the chainsword. That's why it matters.
That is. Oh, I'm going to wrath point that. 0 successes is probably not going to get what I want.
Yeah,
but I
no,
will
it's
wrath
not.
point that.
It'll get what I want though.
So that is 4 successes.
Okay, all right. The last possible second before you could stop yourself, he kind of snaps to consciousness and goes, "Wait! Do you want to stop, or do you still just want to behead him?"
No, I will stop. I'll stop as he says that.
He's just like, I don't know you. Where am I?
What's your name?
What's your
He's
name?
rolling around, the hands behind his back, legs bound, and just like, my name's Fel. Why is my voice so weird? Is this training? Where's the drill abbot?
What was the last thing you remember?
I mean, training.
Can we get him? Can we get him up and put him in a chair, maybe?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you
I can
lift him
drag
up,
him up
put
there.
him in a chair. He looks super uncomfortable. I mean, you have beat the shit out of this guy. And he was just having a
okay.
seizure and then foaming at the mouth. But yeah, he's like, ugh. Last thing I remember, feels like it was so long ago, but it's just yesterday. We were, learning about defensive tactics using the axe. Inferior weapon compared to standard issue Imperial chainsword. We're doing, and then he's just like, we were doing like pattern drill beta 3.1. I mean, you recognize this immediately, Antipho. Like, he's talking about Tempestus training.
Mm-hmm. Describe to me pattern B3.
It's just like, I'm tied to a chair.
Your mouth is working.
He said describe, not an act.
Half step forward. He's bent. Stance wide. You intercept using the haft. Back. Smash. Of course, he can't make the smash motion. So he's like trying to physically go through the motions while squirming in an uncomfortable chair. He spits up some blood and he's just like, "Who are you people? Is this part of the training? Is this loyalty testing?"
Sir, I think his original personality has resurfaced.
The date. What date is it?
Of course he doesn't know about the Vigilus time system.
That's right. Yeah, he's about
We
to
don't
heresy.
either, so we know of it. We haven't looked at what it is, what it entails.
The date is about almost 5 years ago.
Stardate 47988.
He gives you the date that he went missing in his file, Sid. You looked over it, so you're like, it's, he believes it's still that day.
Believes it's the day he left.
I leave? What?
Yes, you walked down to the compound.
Why? You don't leave the compound except for training purposes. Is this training?
We should
Who's your
clean up
commanding
here.
officer? I want to speak to the drill abbot.
Do you know where the drill abbot may be?
I haven't seen, abbot aspects for a while.
Where does he usually hang out?
I mean, he's an abbot. He doesn't hang out anywhere. He's on the base. Just look, go talk to him. Where is this?
We should be cleaning up here.
Yeah,
This
this
man
place
is of
is
no use.
disgusting.
This man is of no use, and we have no use for him at the moment. And we cannot trust
He
him.
knows what aspects looks like.
We also know what aspects looks like.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He literally ran up to Lycus in one of the episodes. Was like, "I've been stabbed. Save me."
We
Kalrak, can you render him unconscious?
This could be arranged. Acolyte.
So you go to
I just looked toward. I just looked towards Lycus. Like,
You go to
waiting
render
for a
him.
nod.
render
Gives
him
me-
unconscious.
he turns up to look at you and is like, "Aren't you a space rep?"
Compliance. just backhand.
It was the
So-
coolest day of his life.
We can
Got
either
to be the
turn him
space
over
marine.
to the Inquisitor in order to see if they can pull anything from his mind, or else there are people among my kind who could probably delve psychically into his mind, but it seems like he's been corrupted by this contraption that could be dangerous to whoever does it.
There's no
I will
telling.
I'll take your suggestion on the matter of that.
Could just kill him.
There's
I
no
don't know.
telling what other information he's been implanted with.
I would be curious to know the events leading up to whatever.
I would
happened to him.
also would like to know if we can even pull anything amongst the 5 years he's been gone, or recently.
Yes, his mind may have no memory of it, but his soul might.
feel as though that may matter for the Eldar. See if they can may have an easier time delving into the soul, so to speak.
Well, his thread is very short compared to ours. It should be relatively easy to go through.
Yes. Eldar superiority, I understand.
No.
Sorry, I didn't mean to sound rude.
I mean, isn't that like the de facto Eldar manner of speaking? It's always talked down to the
Yeah,
filthy monkey.
okay.
Yeah, but they don't say it to you.
I mean,
They
it's
just-
implied.
They just think about it.
Often.
Eshairr's been very, very, not rude publicly. That's in character.
She hasn't judged out loud yet.
I mean, when you do baby talk to your cat or to your dog, do you think you're patronizing it?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't baby talk my cat.
Tell my cat, hey, sit the fuck down, or I won't give you any treats. That she
Yeah.
didn't sit the fuck down.
I refer to my cat as the fox-eared asshole
Accurate.
or shit boot.
Let's take this man to the Eldar for them to search through if they can, if they feel like it. And we'll take the hypno device. I have a feeling that the cartridge would get destroyed as soon as we have someone try to look at it. As a result of last time we had someone look at Heretic.
There's another matter I wanted to bring up as well. Just I don't know, a personal feeling on this. As you know, there is a cult biologist among the tech priests of this world on the moon. Everything we've seen so far about this technology seems to blend it between technology and flesh. And I don't know, I didn't feel comfortable at all around the Magus biologist that I spent some time with. Neither did my people. Is it worthwhile investigating more into that particular aspect of the cult, if there is such thing as this Dark Mechanicus that Kalrak mentioned?
Someone just shows up and throws their hood off, and he's like, no one expects the Dark Mechanicus. That's right, we're taking it back for us.
I mean, it sounds like we're dealing with three distinct factions here. We've got the followers of the Brass Throne, we've got the servants of She Who Thirsts, and then we've got this tech cult. They seem to have some connection, but also some animosity towards each other.
Perhaps the Mechanicus that was working with you last time may have more interest in this.
Sounds like these different
Heretic.
factions are in a race to try and take over this world.
Obviously, we cannot let the knowledge of another, the one of the Brass Throne having hold here. I almost want to suggest that it's time for us to split up again in order to give out information, but that may not be a good idea at this point.
What about following the lead that the Drill Abbot gave us? I mean, he's specifically given us a time and a place where the rival cult will be enacting something. I mean, should we simply dismiss that because it's come from the mouth of a heretic, or
Well,
do we need to
it's-
pursue that angle?
At the moment, it's only till a few days from now, from what he said. So at the moment, it's not high priority, though. I will report it at once, so that way we can be prepared for it when it happens.
Well, there's two ways to deal with this, of course. There is knowing where it is and what it will be. We can try and prevent it from happening at all. Or alternatively, we can allow it to happen and turn up there and simply kill those who walk in the name of the Lord of Slaughter.
Preventative measures are often less messy.
How very unhuman of you.
Oh, wow. Is that the worst insult you have ever given? Holy shit.
I
I
was
take
just saying
that as a compliment.
observationally, your people tend to err towards the side of conflict rather than prevention.
Oh, there will be conflict regardless. I just prefer to be on the side of the living when it's all said and done.
If we can prevent it, it would be helpful, but I'm not sure how we can find these people before they show up, rather.
Well, this gathering
Well,
you
if they have a
mentioned,
location
is this
and a
a,
date for a gathering, obviously one would suspect they'd be preparing the site beforehand. Yes.
is it part of a sanctioned event? Is this simply an actual event which takes place they seek to corrupt, or is this something that would not take place otherwise?
I don't know. Let's see. Maybe we can see if there's something scheduled for the area at the time.
Take a look at the community event calendar.
Yeah.
We should do so discreetly so we don't force our quarry to ground.
Someone other than me should probably look it up then.
I mean, if you guys are leaving this facility, you will see such a community board at every hab exit, right? And it's, you know, it's placed so you can see it when you're leaving, not when you're entering.
Just imagine, you know, it's like, oh, look, soap making. Oh, heresy, it's right there.
But before we get to that, I want to ask, what is the plan here? Are we burning this room? Are we burning the whole facility? What's happening with this guy?
I don't think we're burning anything.
We're not burning anything at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to take the guy to the Eldar, see if they can rummage through his soul.
Very well.
As you do.
Yeah. We're going to take the hypnogryph with the cartridge to the, I can't remember what the
Adeptus
other,
Mechanicus.
specifically the ones that like the flesh.
Oh,
The
yeah.
You're taking them
Biologus.
to the Magos or taking them to Biologus.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
that's on the moon, unless they're willing to come here.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not a moon. It's a whole other planet. In
We
the
could
system, but
also
yes.
just
Are
take it
there-
to the normal Adeptus Mechanicus and see
Yeah.
what they think.
So Kalrak is like, no. I got my own guy. Okay, look, we take it to my guy. All right.
we got. I
Your
mean, we
guy
got.
last time destroyed the stuff that we found that we could have used.
I thought we'd already used it and then turned it over.
No, we brought it over to him to pull the data, but he swiftly destroyed it, the whole thing, because it was heretic.
I mean,
Yeah,
the biologists are no less likely to destroy it for being heretic.
Yeah, they don't like intelligence either, abominable intelligence.
Yeah. I mean, they're still Adeptus Mechanicus. They
I
just.
mean, that was what you
have
brought
more like
him.
flesh
You
wounds.
literally brought an AI machine to him, and he was like, "Fucking
Yeah.
heresy, burn that shit."
Yeah, it's like it's like super heresy to the AdMech.
So what's your plan? Are you taking this guy to Engine Seer Cortray, your dude? Are you taking him to the Biologist, to the Eldar?
I think
We're taking the guy to the Eldar. We're taking the hypno machine to
shooting.
the Adeptus
This
Mechanicus.
hypno indoctrination device. You know, the hypno thing.
Hypno thing.
I would just say right now, it looks exactly like a mint condition Virtual Boy.
Of course. Future past tech.
Yeah. I just want to get that on record. Okay, so you're taking the indoctrination device to Cortray, and you're taking Fel to the Eldar. All right, so
Yeah,
as you're...
I was gonna say they're probably not here. I'll probably have to contact the.
Yeah,
Eternal
you're gonna have
Dancer
to take him to
organise
the
a
ship.
transfer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
And then in the meantime, while Eshairr's doing that, we'll investigate into any local events in the area.
Well, as you're leaving, there is a officially sanctioned festival. So just as an informational backfill, there are official imperial holidays that are recognized, by the Lords of Terra, but they tend to adopt the local holidays and turn them into whatever the official one is. They're like, oh, you call this pagan, December? We call it Christmas, and Jesus was born on that day now. In the same way, there is a local bar called the Planetarium that is hosting an event called the Festival of Fists. It's not the sanctioned imperial name for it, but it is basically like a open brawling contest. Like workers get together and beat the shit out of each other, and then the winner gets like free drinks.
I see a job for Kalrak.
They're really only Sanguinala, and there are a couple others that are like universal as far as like celebrated the same everywhere.
Yeah, this is one that the local priests were like, okay, we're gonna let this continue, because if we don't, people get really rowdy.
Every community needs a day for everybody to get together and just beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, of course. We have July 4th.
As one does.
They have the Festival of Fists. As you're a local, Antipho, you've probably, not to this side of the planet, but you've probably participated in a few Festival of Fists yourself. Perhaps Lycus, you have also done that. Somehow I just don't see Lycus no holds barred, but maybe you've attended one and drank at it and, you know, been like, yeah, I'm a guy in the crowd. Sometimes I'll push people that are, you know, when someone reaches the edge of the ring and then the audience pushes them back in and he's like, yeah, like that's that's Lycus right there. He's the push.
I feel like Lycus was like at the very lowest bracket at one time.
The round of 2018. You were like, I got knocked out in the first round by a 90-year-old.
Lost by default.
Yeah,
because you're like, you get called up to go and you're just like,
I haven't finished my beer yet.
Pretty much.
So that sounds like the event that Talrund Aspects has described to you through his message. Now, are you splitting up here? Eshairr is escorting your prisoner back to the Dawn.
I don't know who else is allowed to go to the Dawn.
The dancer. I mean, you tell dancer.
Dancer. Sorry.
The dancer. Yeah.
I'll go.
Well, I mean, that's.
Well, that can only go fantastically.
Well, I was going to say it's not necessarily up to us. That's you probably have to contact them and see what they say, right? I mean,
If
showing up with just a bunch
allow-
of armed dudes. Is
If
probably
they
not the best.
allow me, I'll go. But again, I don't know if they would allow me.
I don't mind asking. I mean, I've taken this biologist aboard the ship before, and
I think that they specifically
Can only go up from here.
They rejected allowing him on board, right? You like brought him to the landing ramp, and then we're like, we're not letting that thing on board.
I thought I talked his way through eventually, but
did that happen? Oh, right. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make some Eldar figurines."
Yeah, he was really.
Yep. All right,
really
you're correct. That did happen.
That's a low bar. We can only. I mean, it can only be better, right?
Are you asking for permission for Kalrak and Lycus to join them?
I think did it also. I thought that Antipho wanted to go as well. I think everybody wanted to.
Everyone wants to go to the dancer.
I mean,
I'll
do whatever. It doesn't not going to bother me one way or the other.
So I don't mind. I said asking to bring them on board. I can't guarantee that they'll say yes, but basically, I think it's a bit different where you're effectively the group I'm working with right now.
So
versus just some random.
You vox over, and Tanya Sorona, the captain, answers and is like, "Yes."
Autark, I have a lead on part of the investigation we're doing here in the form of a human who has been affected by some sort of psychic writing over his mind. I lack knowledge of the human mind to break it down and try and recover what information is there. I'd hoped that one of the warlocks could potentially examine him more closely, in which case I'd have to bring him on board the dancer.
Will the Monkey require this thing back?
I don't think so, no.
Then
in fact, I would guarantee almost not.
I will authorize this action. We would there are several warlocks who could use this as practice. I will have them begin choosing from among themselves who will
Great, we get the beauty school haircutters.
Look, it ain't my hair that's being cut.
Yeah. I think they're working on a psychic evisceration. Now I'm still with the group that I'm usually traveling with. These three humans, well, two humans and a Startaze.
I was about to say, I was like, I only partially classify as human.
Yeah, that's it. I'm talking in Eldar. Shush.
Astartes is a pronoun. It's immediately understood.
Look, the technical term is post-human.
May I have permission for them to bring them on board while I drop this body off, or this thing off?
She gives you a blank look and then says, "Can they be trusted? Can they behave themselves? And will they display great emotion while they are on board?"
So to the first part, I've been called upon multiple times to trust them with my life, and you've seen them in battle as well. As far as the emotional side goes, I think that, yeah, they're all right now quite in control, but I'm going to limit where they go in the ship. We're not talking about a guided tour here. We're talking about simply meeting with the Farseer, or meeting with the Warlock to inform them of what we already know.
Very well. Their actions will be your responsibility, Ranger.
Somehow that is the case both aboard our ship and on this planet.
I look forward to seeing you then. She cuts the
always.
box.
So good news, everybody. You can come on board the Dancer. But I would ask only that you exercise a level of decorum in the form of keeping yourself as sedate as possible.
Will there be food?
I can have food ready. I don't know what it will do to your physiology.
It's like the Mass Effect 2 when you go into the bar and they're like, "Don't drink that. It's dextro base. It'll kill anything that's not Turian."
I was thinking the exact same thing.
So essentially, we need to behave ourselves.
Yeah, we don't have
true?
sandwiches on board.
Fleet and flotilla.
Obviously, Kalrak and I can
that's a
behave
shame.
ourselves. We will watch over Antipho, make sure he does not get into any trouble.
Yeah, I like how you discluded Antipho from that. Are you guys going to pick up some standard Imperial Guard rations for a few days travel before you go in? Sid's like, "Yeah, I love those things." Everyone else is like, "Ugh, standard rations. Fuck."
Wait, we'll be gone before the fist thing be there? Or will we get
The
back in
Festival
time
Fist
for-
is in 3 days. You're going to
What
go
is-
get on the ship right now.
What is this thing you humans call flavor?
So would we miss that?
No, you
Oh,
have
okay.
you have 3 days until that time. You have plenty of stuff. I have no idea what your plan is. I mean, potentially you could miss that. It would be your fault, not mine.
I'm just trying.
I
to
have
figure-
no
you said,
idea
like,
what you're doing.
How far away is the Eldar from us?
I
my
mean, they're
question.
in orbit above the planet.
Okay. It would.
I mean, they'll be upon you in a couple of hours, right? And
Okay.
then you just get loaded on the ship.
You worried me about saying rations for a few days.
Well, I don't know how long you plan to stay on the ship. I don't know if you're going to turn this into operations. I love the idea of Kalrak like dipping rebar into a vat of caustic poison and just being like, "What is flavor?" Anyway, Space Marines can really just ingest anything. I mean, we can eat our dead enemies and learn their skills. I didn't understand how to do Sudoku until I ate 2 Eldar brains.
Lycus, given that the Inquisitor gave operational command of that last battle to Autarch Serona, I would dearly like to establish the same level of trust that you and I have established between you and her. It would only be operationally advantageous to us as we move forward.
I completely
Could I
understand.
suggest, if you've got time, whether you could bring some sort of human gift, something simply a
gift basket.
some sort of. I hate to use the term peace offering because we're not at war, but something.
I still have that big chopper.
I somehow don't think the Eldar want the orc weapon. In fact, that
Got the foot. Oh man, I don't know why I find that so funny.
I'll figure out something for a gift for her.
Ooh,
I know what
It doesn't need to be relevant to our people. It just simply needs to be relevant to yours. That's how gift giving works. and I
big job.
completely messed up when I tried to give her a gift recently. So
Ah,
Yeah, wait. What was that sword called?
the Void Blade.
Void Blade. Yeah, you were like, here's a cursed evil blade made out of souls. And she was like, what?
I've been among Corsairs too long. And things become commonplace.
A Blade of Souls? Oh, you shouldn't have.
Carved from the wraithbone of desecrated craft worlds, as you say.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. You were like, I want to present this as a gift. And I was like, has my knowledge exceeded James in this one specific area? This one extremely specific area? Yeah, it's not so popular.
Yeah, I knew they were better mechanically. I'd forgotten that they were. There's a reason that the Corsairs use them and that craft worlds don't.
is there a place where I can get those like tarot cards?
You are seeking the Emperor's Tarot, the psychoactive crystals?
Yeah.
Psychoactive liquid crystal? Well, if you'll remember, the factory that builds them was set on fire by your order.
Ah. I do have another set though.
I mean, there are probably several sets across this world. It's just, if you're looking for a fresh one, you won't be able to find it.
Well, I have a fresh one.
Oh.
Because we got one before.
So you're
He
looking
bought
for
a spare just in case.
You want to get another
I was
set.
going to buy a spare. Yeah.
Okay.
But if they're like nowhere nearby, then
I mean, like the people who buy these things typically are people that can use them. On this
Yes.
particular planet, they are, however, used as like Pokemon cards.
yes.
So you could potentially find some exceedingly rare middle class or ultra wealthy child, or man child as it was, and buy their set from them.
What was the other thing?
Which
Here's
is
a
that,
question, Eshairr. How important is this person?
well, they're currently in charge of your whole army. So
Yeah, she would be the equivalent of a general to you.
Could always give her this, and I pull out my bottle of sacramental wine.
it was blessed in the name of the Emperor. It's Emperor wine.
Yeah, blessed by an earth.
To his death. Let's drink.
I can tell you
Actually, I
that
have-
fermented beverages have a similar impact on our people's physiology as your own.
I have just a thing. Hold on a second. No, I already got it. I'll give her my orc banner from orc captain banner.
Okay.
When I defeated an orc captain and my backstory and became Inquisitor Acolyte.
This banner means everything to me. I will now give it to you. Which means
Probably
nothing
a
to
good
you.
thing. I look at the bottle. It's a good vintage. I'd hate to give it away.
Are you wrapping it in the orc banner? You're using the orc banner as a bow?
We are the worst iteration of the Three Wise Men. So we got an orc banner. We got some. It's probably some really terrible wine, and then I don't know. I'll give him a hand grenade or something. What would I don't know what an Astartes would give as a gift.
Here's an iron hand foot.
How do the Eldar feel about
Oh, the
cybernetics?
foot with a bottle of wine sitting on the.
They have they do have cybernetics themselves. They don't really have replacement limb cybernetics. They're more like enhancements that you would put inside the body. So like
I
things like
see.
an eye, which has special powers or that sort of
Well,
stuff. But they can regrow lost
Yeah, I was
limbs.
gonna say, yeah, you can do if someone's a powerful enough psyker, you can actually cause cells to regrow and stuff like that.
Yeah, they have enhancements like the Heart of Vol or the Eye of Aisha, that sort of stuff. Which
Okay.
yeah, things like that.
Interesting. The ship touches down briefly at the landing pad just outside of this small town. Causes great consternation to the local public who are wondering what this very non-standard Imperial, vessel is doing here. Lots of hubbub, but you guys get on the ship and it takes off, and it's just a very special day for these people, where they saw something they shouldn't have. Inside, I assume for the rest of you,
it was Tuesday.
yeah. for the rest of you, it's like walking into the forests of Galadriel, right? Like you're like, oh, cool, wow, this is a lot of interesting material. And someone nearby is just like, yeah, that's our dead ancestor souls are stored inside the hull of the ship. You're like, oh, okay, not gonna touch it. Occasionally there's like singing coming from a distance. Everyone is very emotionless and precise.
I think from some of the novels, the oddest thing that humans find getting onto Eldar ships is the lack of control surfaces, because everything is triggered psychically. You know, they just feel like opening doors, or you know, there's still some control panels, but a lot less than you'd expect on a human ship.
What's it? I think it's the first Cyphus Kane book. They talk about like Tau architecture. It's like the most shocking thing to humans is like there's no right angles like anywhere. It's just really weird. It's like everything's round. It's like just feels weird, very off.
After a few minutes in the ship's receiving area, someone comes to take your prisoner for you. Several warlocks who are hovering instead of walking. They're all doing... Oh, yo, they're probably like the ethereals from XCOM. They all have their hands in front of them like this, and they're just hovering along, floating along. They like take the prisoner, and they float them between them and float away. There's some serious psycher fuckery going on when they get nearby. You are approached by a female Eldar wearing a very large hat. It looks like a Imperial naval captain's hat that she has taken as a battle prize. Perhaps this is a display of strength, and she, bows slightly to you, and then in very terrible Gothic, low Gothic, goes, "I'm Captain Autark Kenya Sirona. I welcome you to the Eternal Dancer." Then she turns to she turns to Eshairr to make sure that she said it right.
I nod and I read the words, "I'll never forgive you for this," in her face.
I'm sorry. Did I say it wrong? You aren't saying anything.
I'll elbow Lycus
Human guests.
I'm waiting for Lycus to introduce himself because he's,
Sorry.
hero of the Imperium.
I was about to say he's found the one place where that people don't already know who he is.
I am Lycus Centauro. I am the Inquisitor Acolyte that you've maybe seen once or twice.
Yes, I've given orders in battle when you were present. Is there something amusing, Acolyte?
Sorry.
I apologize. It's been a decade or so since I've spoken your language to your people.
I'm gonna blame Sputnik for this, even though he's not.
I apologize. It was a bit of a shock considering. Does Eshairr talk like that normally?
No, I've got perfectly accented Gothic.
Oh, okay.
She reads nursery books, remember?
Yeah, I spent XP on languages.
Yeah.
So
she's good at doing stuff.
It was a bit of a shock at first.
I will devote some time to learning your language in a more superior fashion. It would not do for me to remain a supreme commander if I cannot communicate with your people.
And perhaps I would also like to spend time learning your language as well, if that's fine. I would also like to be able to easily communicate with others that may not.
I mean, she micro glances at Eshairr like, is this guy serious?
yeah. I just shake my head.
Okay. Yes, we would be thrilled to teach you our language during this short time we have together so that we can build great victory.
Yes.
Who are your companions?
The extremely tall one is Kalrak. He's a scout from the Iron Hands. The other one here is Antipho. He's a Tempestus Prime.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Our people speak highly of your abilities, Kalrak.
I just give a respectful nod.
You should contact your Inquisitor when you have time. I've been summoning reinforcements from the Fireseers. It seems as if each of your peoples are gathering a greater army. I understand your Inquisitor is attempting to claim anything that isn't nailed down due to some disagreements in the chain of command.
Yes, it was an unfortunate time that happened.
It must be unusual not being able to trust each other.
Sometimes, yes. Mostly due to the weird, unorthodox reasoning for the untrust, but I do thank you for helping us in that situation for that fairly petty squabble.
Almost none of us died, so
I could have sworn a lot of you did die.
One warlock, 4 dark reapers, and I think about 3 of the guardians. So
compared to the number of Imperial Guardsmen who died at that battle,
Conscripts.
very small.
They were conscripts.
They're a dime a dozen.
And a commissar.
Even cheaper.
Several comments. Don't forget my side of the battle.
Actually,
Yeah,
only one
that's what I was
commissar
talking about.
died.
Yeah.
One comes from.
Only the one commissar.
Well, you know what they say. All commissar are one
Easy
commissar.
commissar, easy go.
No, no one says that.
There are only 2 commissars that matter, and they're nowhere near here.
Kane and
Ibram Gaunt.
okay.
remember Yarrick.
Yarrick. Yeah. Okay. There are 3.
I'll elbow Lycus in the ribs again. Say, the gift.
Oh, yes, of course. I come to bring you my gift. It was a fairly personal one for me. It's what got me into being an acolyte. It was a banner of an orc captain that I slew some time ago. Just hands it over.
Yeah, I mean, she says, a gift, how nice, and this banner, I will hang it in my room. I'm afraid I didn't prepare a gift for you, but I do have some human intestines if you would like a war trophy that I have taken. Wow. You just...
It's like Antipho just kind of blinks a little bit and then turns to look at Eshairr.
How fresh are these intestines?
How long has it been since we sent that guy away?
She says, oh, I picked them up at the last battle where I was hugely successful at leading a flanking maneuver that ended in a peaceful resolution. There were plenty of dead humans everywhere, and I wanted to make sure I could remember them.
Of course.
The arrangement of your eternal organs is amusingly inefficient.
I can imagine.
They wouldn't let me keep the Imperial Guard banner, even though I'm pretty sure I won.
Yes. I apologize. I'll figure out a way to get you an Imperial Guard banner.
She turns to speak in Eldar to Eshairr, and it's just like, I don't want a pity banner. I want to earn this victory over the Monkey. I thought we were friends.
It's okay. We're not talking about decorations here. We're talking about trophies, and a gift is not necessarily a trophy. But at least your orc banner was fought for and won.
She nods and says, I can hang it from the ceiling somewhere. Talking with these humans is unusual.
Yes, I think that this is probably the last time they'll ever ask to come aboard, if that's any saving grace.
Well, she seems conflicted. I would hope that they feel hospitable here. Have I done something to offend them?
No,
Not that I
think
want
this
them to come back, but
I'm only thinking of the discomfort I first experienced, and I'm imagining that they probably feel the same way too. It took me a long time to get used to this, and even
Oh,
now I'm
man.
not completely used to it.
oh, it's so in character for her to burn you right now, so I think she's going to do it. And she's going to say, you're a ranger. Discomfort around people is what you do. You should consider that in your meditations.
For what it's worth, Kalrak is just as uncomfortable here as he is around normal humans.
Kalrak is like, fucking normies, go explode, you goddamn Eldar.
Probably despite the fact we're speaking in Eldar, the others can probably tell that you know the Ortak dealt a sick burn on a chair.
I don't know that it was that sick, but yeah. I mean, it's in character for her to be like, hey, you're a ranger. Maybe you should stop being a ranger and come back and join us in real people society.
Yep.
Friends, I feel like now is a great time to take our break. And when we come back, we're going to cut to the dreams of Eshairr. My favorite dreams.
Okay.
Well, I mean, my favorite dreams are the 2020 Olympics when Mario will be one of the presenters. But my second favorite dreams are the dreams of Eshairr. We'll be back in about 8 minutes for the second half. Stick around. Or not, you know. I'm not in charge. You do what you want.